Hello, algebra students. Mr. Lawrence here, and we're going to do another day of exponential graphing. Hey, I think you're doing a great job with it, and I also think you could use just a little bit more practice. Very proud of you guys. Do your best. You've got two opportunities to shine coming up to make yourself proud, to make me proud of you, make your school proud of you. One is the OAA on a week from Friday, and the other one is the final on May 19th. Okay? Make yourselves proud. By the way, I'm going to be helping after school every day next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, okay, for an hour. Every day I'm going to help, so please come in. All right, let's get back to it. Now, remember in our tables, we love to use input-output tables. Here's our equation, y equals 4 to the negative x power minus 1. Well, I want to put 0 in there. Oops, I'm not in writing mode. All right, I'm going to put 0 in. And when I put 0 in, I'm going to get 4 to the 0 minus 1. Well, 4 to the 0 is 1. Minus 1 is 0. Dun, dun, dun. All right. Now, I'm going to put 1 in. And when I put 1 in, I'm going to get 4 to the negative first. And so I'll bet you Dalton can tell me that that's 1/4. Now, don't forget to take 1 away. Hey, if I had $1 and I lost a quarter, I'd have 75 cents, wouldn't I? If I have a quarter and I owed $1, paid my quarter debt, I would have negative 3/4, okay, or negative 0.75, 75 hundredths. So negative 3/4. All right, I'm going to put 2 in. Dun, 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 dun. 4 to the negative second minus 1. Right here, I'm going to do 4 to the second is 16. Negative second would be 1 over 16. Minus 1. Well, I bet that is going to be 15/16, but it'll be negative. Yeah, watch. 1 minus 15/16. Well, 1 with the denominator 16 would be this, wouldn't it? Minus 15/16. I would get 1/16, right? But this is, the signs are opposite, so my answer is going to be negative 15/16. Okay, so this was just a little check. All right, I don't know if you can tell yet where the asymptote is going to be. Uh-oh, I have a snafu. There we go. If you can, that's wonderful. If not, I'm going to go one more for those of you that can't see the asymptote yet. By the way, if you call your little brother or sister an asymptote and they tell on you and you say, well, Mr. Lawrence uses the word all the time, you better tell them, parents, what the word means if they don't know. All right, so let's put a 3 in there. 4 to the negative third minus 1. Well, let's see, 4 to the third is 64, right? 4 cubed is 64. So 4 to the negative third is going to be 1 over 64 minus 1. Oh my goodness, I said 64 and I wrote 16. Oh dear. All right, now that's going to end up being 63/64, and it'll be negative. Hey, I'm getting pretty darn close to negative 1, aren't I? I'll bet you my asymptote is going to be at negative 1. In fact, y equals negative 1. That's going to be my asymptote. I'm going to put a line in at y equals negative 1, which will be right there. And I'm going to make it a little bit thinner, just a little bit. All right, that looks pretty good. And I'm going to go ahead and graph these couple of points that I know for a fact. So I have 0, 0. 1 is at negative 3/4. Oops, that would be negative 1/4. Negative 3/4 would be, no, it's not going to let me do it. All right, not a big deal. All right, something like that. And it's just going to keep getting closer to negative 1 as you go larger and larger x's. What's going to happen when I stick negative 1 in here? Well, that's kind of easier because 4 to the negative first is the same as 4 to the first minus 1. That's going to be 3. Okay, and then I'm going to stick a negative 2 in, so I'm going to get 4 to the negative second, which is going to be the same as 16, 4 to the second, minus 1, which is 15. Ooh, that doesn't fit so well. So I'm going to go negative 1 to the 1, 2, 3. And I'm not going to worry about showing the other one. And then I'm going to graph, I better do it in a different color. So it's going to do something like this. Okay, but it should be a nice smooth quarter pipe. It's just hard to do with the airliner. I did it there pretty well, but it should be smooth. The greater the distance, the harder it is to do. Okay, there you go. All right, let's go down to the second one here. And let's stick 0 in like we like to do. And when I get -3 to the 0, that's going to be 1 plus 2 plus 2. It's going to be, don't put it on, 3. There we go, 0, 3. When I put 1 in, I'm going to get -3. Wait a minute. Do I have a mistake? I do have a mistake. Danger, Will Robinson, danger. This is going to be -1, right? Do my exponent first. And then plus 2, it's going to be +1. Okay, +1. All right, when I put +1, I'm going to get -3 to the first plus 2. Do the exponent first because of the order of operations. This will be -3 plus 2, which is -1. I'm feeling like I have a mistake here. But no, I guess I'm okay. All right, when I put 2 in, I'm going to -3 to the second plus 2. And so it'll be 9. It'll be -9 plus 2, which would be -7. So at 2, I'm at -7. I can guess that I'm going to go off the graph, so I'm not going to go any further. Now I'm going to go to the negatives and see what happens there. I don't see an asymptote yet, do you? All right, -3 to -1st plus 2. Again, order of operations, I'm going to do this first, and then I'll make it negative. I know Julia knows that. It'll be -1/3 plus 2. Well, sorry, I don't speak Japanese. Just tripping over my own tongue. That'll be 1 2/3. So 1 2/3. Okay. -2. -3 to the -2nd plus 2. And one more time, I have to do the exponent first. Do it first. Did you hear that, Zach? Do it first. I like to include all you in the videos. It's great when 4 of you have the same name. Then you don't know which one I'm talking to. All right, so 3 to the -2nd is going to be 1/9. -1/9 plus 2 is going to be 1 8/9. Ooh, I know the asymptote. 1 8/9. If you don't know it yet, that's okay. You should see it after the next one. This will be the last one I do, and then I'll go to graph. -3 to the -3rd plus 2. And then we will go like that. All right. So this will be -1/27 plus 2, which will equal 1 26/27. All right. 1 26/27. That's pretty darn close to 2. The asymptote is going to be y equals 2. All right. So 2 to the -7 is going to be 9/8/7 right there. 1 to the -1st is right there. 0 is 1. 1 is at 1 2/3. 2 is at 1 8/9. And then 3 is at 1 26/27. Yeah, that is my asymptote. It's going to do something like this. And then down here, it's going to do something like that. Okay, if you want to show that asymptote, that's perfectly fine. You go ahead and show it. And it'll be at y equals 2. And there you go. The graph should never actually cross or touch the asymptote. Hey, did you notice something? This was at y equals 2. And look at that. Whoa, I meant to highlight. That's not a highlighter. Mr. Lawrence, what are you doing? Hey, y equals 2. Hey, what is this asymptote? I think it was at, looks like it's at y equals negative 1, right? That would be the line y equals negative 1. And look. Negative 1. Coincidence? I think not. Okay, that's your video for tonight. I think this should be getting easy for you. Mr. Lawrence signing off. Have a good night, everybody.